All right, here we are. It is February 2nd, day 2, 6 o'clock at night. My mic is facing the wrong way. Sorry about that. Let me set my 10-minute timer for us. And we are going. All right. If it's your first time here, this is what's going on. I brought something for show and tell. I hope you guys are having an excellent day. I'm looking forward to tomorrow because tomorrow got a main channel video coming out about the Bud Bowl, which is my favorite thing in the history of the Super Bowl. So if you guys don't know what that is, you'll get to learn. All right. This is today's show and tell item, and I'm rather excited. Let me just comb his hair. He's a handsome little devil. Look at this guy. So this bust of Caesar from Planet of the Apes. There's some, let's see what it says on the bottom here. Planet of the Apes, copyright, has 20th Century Fox logo, which is now Disney. And then it says 68 to 2005. So I probably got this, I don't know, 2005 sounds possible. Might have been a little later than that. This, I am a sucker for stupid packaging. They put out, I remember with DVDs, they would put out occasionally some very stupid packages, and I would always buy them. And I'm not even a big fan of the Planet of the Apes movies. I will tell you that when I bought this, I had only seen a couple of them. I went ahead and saw some. He's got little zippers here. They don't go to anything, but they actually work. And he does not have a hairy chest, but he is wearing an undershirt, which is nice. I love this. So this came with your DVDs in the back here. Now, I have the DVD set somewhere. I don't remember where it is, though, but it's in a box someplace because I didn't get rid of it because I didn't get rid of him, and I wanted to keep him. So Caesar has a place of honor upstairs in the house. He is in our, what do they call those things? China cabinet. He's in my China cabinet. He is, let's give him that. He's in my China cabinet, along with my china. I have some, I think crockery is what they call your cheap dishware. But I saw him and I had to have him, and he is sculpted well. I really liked, impractical and stupid, but I really like it. Now, the Planet of the Apes movies, I will tell you my opinion on them as a general thing. The Charlton Heston one is great. That ending is fantastic. He's blocking my light, by the way. Gotta move him here. Put him over here. Ooh, you can see him nice over here. Look at that. I just need to make him taller. Let's put something under him. Hold on. Let's put this right here. Now he can be my co-host for the day. But he's got to go back to the China cabinet later. He cannot, this is not his new home. Don't expect him to be up there. I know often you see things pop up there after the videos, but he is not going to be one of them. He's very somber about it, but this is his one-time visit. I don't think he's even one of the main apes in the movie. But that Charlton Heston movie, when they find out they're on Earth and, you blew it up, you maniacs. I love that. I think Heston was a very broad scenery chewing kind of actor, but in his way, he was an excellent actor. And so I very much enjoyed his performance. Some of the later ones, they kind of went up and down. Like that set, I remember also had the TV show, which is not very good, but I enjoyed watching the TV show more than some of the movies because while they weren't good, they were formatted for television, which the way television shows used to be formatted is closer to the way modern movies are formatted because television had to keep you tuned, whereas a movie, especially the old days, a movie expected you to buy your ticket, sit down, and eat up whatever they gave you, and that was it. So a movie could drag, it could be very slow, but television shows couldn't, and I found that did help. The costumes got a little wonky as the TV show and the movies got lower budget. But I don't think I watched all of them. That's there's a lot of movie series that I have not made it all the way through. I will say my favorite film series is Jurassic Park, and that newest one I still have not seen. I did not like that one with the grasshoppers. They were like, we're bringing back everybody. I was like, I can't believe this is going to be the greatest movie ever. And I took my son and his friend to see it. And afterwards, and this is the one, there are locusts. They're not grasshoppers, but there's locusts. And they had brought back Jeff Goldblum. They had brought back Sam Neill. They brought everybody back. Everybody looked great. And oof, man, oof. And I remember we were leaving and my son was like, that wasn't very good. And I was like, no, it was. That was the first time. I mean, Planet of the Apes let me down a few times, but that was the first time that a Jurassic Park had ever let me down. My favorite movie of all time, by the way, is a science fiction movie, but I think it's more of a comedy, which is Back to the Future. But I think Back to the Future 2 and 3 are not excellent. I think the first one is excellent. I think the Jurassic Park films, I don't think any of them reach the level of overall greatness that the first Back to the Future reaches, but I feel like they all kind of hit their mark. You know, they're like, this is what you want, and we're going to give you exactly that and maybe a little bit more. And that's, you're not looking for Shakespeare. But I felt that some of them went downhill. Now, I will tell you about the movie that this would have been associated with, though, would have been the Mark Wahlberg version. And there are a few things I remember about that. He had some unfortunate comments where he said one of the apes it was Helen Bonham Carter, and he said it looked like Janet Jackson. And it was not a smart thing to say. And he had to apologize and walk that back. It was a beautiful ape. So if you're going to be compared to an ape, that Planet of the Apes, like if somebody said that me and Caesar looked alike, I wouldn't be offended because he's a handsome dude in a hat. But I do remember that. I remember there was Pericles was the chimpanzee in the beginning, and I may still have, it may be even in this room, but I had a Pericles figure and a Pericles, his ship that he came in. I bought those. The movie, if I remember correctly, the movie ended. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the Planet of the Apes from 20 plus years ago, the end of it was that Abraham Lincoln was an ape. So it was supposed to be the equivalency of the Statue of Liberty, but instead it was the Lincoln Memorial, which was really weird. I do remember Logan's Run, which was a really good movie. I think they remade that at one point. I never saw. If they did remake it, I remember hearing they were going to. If they did, I never saw it. But Logan's Run, I remember, has an ending where he sees the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, and there's a whole big it's the same kind of shock ending. I really thought it was a lousy ending to that Tim Burton movie. I thought that movie, Tim Burton, a little too close to the sun, by the way. I think Tim Burton, is an interesting filmmaker and often a very good filmmaker, but I think you can get too much Tim Burton for your money, and I believe that film did. But I still, when it came out on DVD, I still bought it. I will tell you some other sets that I bought. I bought a set that had Mr. Rogers DVDs because it came in a sweater. I bought I bought the first season of Coach, which is a show I didn't even like. I didn't hate, I just didn't like. And I bought the first season because it came with it was like the DVDs were stuck inside of Coach's playbook, and the front of it, I believe, was made out of football leather. I bought, and I have it over there, and I'm not going to reach over because it's going to be, if I start reaching over, you're going to see angles of me that I don't want. I don't want on the internet. But it might show up because we got a whole month. We got 28 days, short month, but we got a month of stuff to show. And I do have the Big Lebowski bowling ball there, but there you go. That is Caesar. He was a good deal, and he looks good. He looks good in my china closet, my china cabinet. I've also heard it referred to as a curio cabinet, which curios, and I've heard people call it a curio, which is not right because curios is short for curiosities. So it's a curiosity cabinet. And so that's why people put those in there. But this, probably the greatest holder of media that anyone has ever seen, Caesar holding your discs right in there. And I think he held them well, and he did good things for me. And I appreciate you, Caesar. I appreciate all that you did for me for the very few times that I took your movies out of your back and watched them. I appreciate it. So tomorrow we're going to have all new stuff. I'm pretty excited about that. We are out of time, so I will see you tomorrow. See you then.